you don't have the passion for the sport, you're just out there doing laps. Without passion, you don't put all your effort into it, then it's just a lackluster result.
It's a little bit different character that makes up the mind of a racing driver. Difference between good and great is desire. And there's lots of guys that can go fast, but it comes down to being a racer, and that's the high-speed chess game.
I've been coming to the track since I was about 8 years old. My grandfather grew up racing here. He started racing in the 60s. My father grew up racing here as well. And then they kind of just all kind of domino effect, and I started loving it, my brother started loving it. So I basically grew up on the racetrack. Some people are really good at painting, some people are talented at playing the piano, and you have to have a certain level of skill and a natural ability to drive a race car, and it takes a lot of effort, but it's also like practice, you know, practice makes perfect. Everything just happens so fast, and you really have to envision the second corner as you're going through the one you just did, and you have to think way ahead, and it's a really intense, fast-paced event.
There's magic that happens in these cars. It's like a ballet of feet when you're on the pedals. It's the steadiness and artwork of the hands on the steering wheel. This is definitely an art. You may not see it outside the cockpit, but inside the cockpit, there's definitely art going on. Yeah, outside of this place, I'm just another person. But once I come here and I strap into my car and people recognize my car and then recognize me, it's almost like my place on the world map. Coming over here changes my character, my personality, but it's definitely the place that I want to be.
My dad, we were in the racing season, and we just kind of finished up, and my grandfather sadly passed away about that time too, and I was very young. I was about 11 years old, 11, 12 years old, but we were going through his old stuff, and we found a bunch of old race photos, and it was an old picture of him standing beside the race car and back in the 70s, and he's smoking a big cigar, and it was really cool, and it just kind of really satisfying feeling of him, and you know, kind of remembering who he was as a person, how much he loved racing, and how much that influenced him in his life. It's really interesting, like seeing it, having people come up to me and say they've raced with my grandfather, and now sometimes I get to race besides them. It makes it feel a lot more satisfying, and it's like something like I'm meant to do. Once you have that, like once you get that bug, as my father always said, you don't ever want to lose it. It's just something you want to do for the rest of your life.
Once you get in these cars, you put your helmet on and you strap in, a certain calm comes over you. Everything that's happened outside your car, the stress, the pressures of the outside world all go away. You strap in, put your helmet on, you start the car, and all that goes away.
If you get to meet a driver and make some kind of a connection, there's an emotional connection that I think is very different, and there's a passion that is in auto racing that I think separates it from all other sports.